Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tia here. If you are new, please like and subscribe. But for today's video, I'm gonna tell y'all about the process of me getting a spine tattoo and my experience. Okay, so basically I have wanted a spine tattoo since I was about 16 years old. I feel like they looked cool and everything, like just the different designs you can get on your back in general. And I already know that I have low pain tolerance, so all I wanted was like a simple like little cursive tattoo down my spine. Like I know people always get like the cherry blossoms all over the back and they get this and that and blah blah blah. I just wanted a simple little script thing, right? So basically, fast forward 10 years later and I'm 26 now, and I just happened to get my tax refund. So I was like, okay, bet, let me go get a tattoo, right? Whole time I didn't know a recession was happening after this, right? But anyways, I didn't really like schedule an appointment necessarily. Like I didn't know like the whole process and of doing all that blah blah blah, because clearly like I have other tattoos. If you have seen my whole body on Instagram or whatever, but I have other tattoos, right? And I never scheduled appointments. I never like planned them out with the artist or anything like that. I usually just do walk-ins and all that, right? So basically I didn't have like any shirt prepared or like anything like that. I did buy a couple of like open back shirts or whatever, but I was like, I don't know if I want to wear that to the appointment, because technically my whole back has to be exposed anyways if it's all the way down my spine, right? So basically I walked in there, talked to the girl at the front desk, and I was like, hey, I'm trying to get a spine tattoo, blah blah blah, right? And I showed her a picture and she was like, oh, okay, whatever. And then like she pointed me like to the artist, and it was this girl. I think she did like 2 of my other tattoos before, like the smaller ones or whatever. And I talked to her and she asked me like the size, the font, and all I did was like screenshot it or whatever, because I picked the font. I like wrote it myself with like one of those font generators or whatever, and I was like, okay, I like this. So I airdropped it to her and she was like, okay, bet, but like I don't have any room today, so can you meet up with me next weekend? And I was like, oh, okay. So I basically scheduled it for a day that was like after I worked a full 8-hour shift, and it was a Friday afternoon or whatever. And in hindsight, I don't know, like I guess I don't really get sweaty at my job, so I was like, okay, whatever. So basically I left work at 4:30, was over there at 5 o'clock, and I set the appointment for 5:30, but she was like, oh, you're early, that's great. So basically she told me to take off my shirt, obviously, right? And then she like sized the little tattoo on my back, like to make sure it went like from the top of my spine to the back. And then I also told her that I wanted it to be below my t-shirt line, because you see when you're wearing a t-shirt it ends like right here, but I wanted it like below that so you can't tell that I do have a spine tattoo, because I think some people started like higher up, some people started lower down. It just depends on the person, right? So pretty much she measured me and she was like, okay, cool. I went in the bathroom, and basically what I recommend to wear to a spine tattoo appointment is literally just a regular t-shirt like this, and maybe just don't wear a bra, and then bring a jacket with you, like a jacket, like a little hoodie that zips down, right? And all I did was take off my t-shirt, I took off my bra, and then you basically just flip the jacket around so that way the zipper is in the back and then the front part is covering your chest, right? So obviously I had to like move all my hair to the front, and then she put the stencil on, blah blah blah, and of course I had to stand straight to make sure it was even on my spine. And while I was in there, there was this man in there, and I guess he was like the piercer at the place, and I recognized him. I was like, bro, I literally just got my ears pierced by this guy last week or like 2 weeks ago. Like what the hell, like what is he doing here? Because the tattoo place, they have like different locations and all that, and I was like, oh, this creepy man is gonna be here the whole time, what the fuck? So as she's like putting the stencil on me, he's like talking to the girl at front desk, and he's like, oh, like, do people usually wear their hoodies in the front? And she was like, yeah, you typically need to wear something to cover yourself when you're getting a spine tattoo. Then he was like, oh, okay. And then he walked away, and I was like, oh, thank God. But there was this other couple. This girl was getting a tattoo and her boyfriend was watching, and I was like, oh, people are gonna be watching me, because literally every other time I go there, it's completely empty. So I'm like, why are there people here? Oh my gosh. But anyways, she told me to like sit crisscross applesauce in the chair and kind of like bend over forward, and that was really strange to me because I thought that I was gonna be laying down, and I was like, oh, okay. So I was basically sitting crisscross applesauce, bending forward. It was a little bit uncomfortable, and I was already like mentally prepared for the pain because everyone has said this is like the worst placement, and it hurts, and it's literally on bone, so it's going to hurt a lot. And I have low pain tolerance, right? And I've heard of people using like numbing cream and blah blah blah, but I'm like, whatever. I don't know, like my mental is in a bad place right now, so like the tattoo is gonna distract from that, okay? So I don't need any numbing cream or anything, right? So I was there mentally preparing myself. I had a bottle of water, I had my phone, trying to like overstimulate myself in different ways. So I was like watching a YouTube video, and there was music playing in the tattoo place. So I was like, okay, good to go. My brain is distracted, we could start, whatever. So she starts going she starts like in the middle of my back. And I was like, oh, okay, why is she starting in the middle? Okay. But she's starting in the middle, and she's like, oh, does that hurt? I'm like, yes, bro, what the fuck? It's a tattoo. It's gonna hurt. Like, I know it's gonna hurt. But technically it's like, is one of my biggest tattoos, right? So she was going, and then like the other tattoo artist came, and he was looking at it, and he was like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know. I always get paranoid when anybody else looks at it. And she finishes hella fast. And by fast, I'm talking about literally like 15 minutes, right? And it was a basic quote. It says, you are the universe and everything in it. That's the quote that I have. And she finished it in 15 minutes. And then the guy was like, oh dang, you're that fast, you're done already? And she was like, yeah, like I do it fast, you know how I do it. And I was like, this lady's done already, right? The pain, I would rate, keep in mind I have low pain tolerance, okay? But the pain, I would rate it like 6 out of 10. It didn't hurt, but she was telling me that she doesn't like press down hard on people. Like, she's known to be light-handed, right? So pain was literally 6 out of 10, and I can't handle pain at all. Like, literally this tattoo, this little small ass tattoo on my wrist, it hurt more. So I was like, dang, like people were really hyping up this pain, and I barely felt anything, you know? And then she finished it up. She put the plastic wrap on top, and I was like, okay, cool. And then a week later, I'm taking like videos of it. I'm like putting Aquaphor on it, and like that type of stuff. Like, nothing is rubbing against it. And then when I take a video of like one of my dresses for TikTok, I see that part of the lettering is fading away, right? Like, literally, like only like one word, like the "and" is fading away, and my bra strap is not even rubbing against it. Like, my bra is like right here on my back, and the part that's erased was like right here. So I was like, why is that part slowly fading away? So I text the girl on Instagram, and I'm like, hey, I need to come back, because she was telling me she does like free touch-ups and stuff, right? So I sent her a picture, and she was like, oh, well, have you been sleeping on it? Have you been putting too much lotion on it? Have you been taking too much showers? And she basically saying all these things, and I was like, no, no, and no. Okay, like, I have other tattoos, and this has never happened before. What the fuck is going on? So then today, I literally went back to the tattoo shop because we set an appointment for, the next week, because I guess you have to wait for it to like fully heal before you can like go back in there and like, touch it up or whatever. So it's been like 4 weeks at this point, right? Or 3 weeks, I think. And I go back, and I was like, yeah, I've never had a tattoo do this before, where like only a little part of it fades away. Like, that's so weird. And me personally, like, I know she wasn't pressing down hard enough like to get it in my skin, because like I told y'all, I did not really feel anything. Like, I felt like some pains here and there, but like I was expecting a lot more. So I already knew she wasn't like digging, you know, pressing in like as she should. So she was like, yeah, sometimes this just happens, we don't know why. I'm like, bitch, you know why, you just don't want to admit it. Okay. So she went back in, like I had to like sit crisscross applesauce, like bend over like that, and she went back in and she fixed the lettering. And like she was basically like, oh, like in 2 weeks, like let me know how it's healing, let me know how it goes, like blah blah blah. And I was like, okay. But my whole thing was, I was afraid that the part that she went over, like the little touch-ups that she did, is gonna be darker than the rest of the tattoo that I got 3 weeks ago, right? Because obviously, like when you first get a tattoo, it's super dark, and then it slowly starts to like fade a little bit as it's healing or whatever. Or like I didn't want her to do it like too thick or like go over it a million times, like, you know, like it feels like you're like over correcting yourself, you know. So I gotta see how it heals fully, and if it looks weird as hell, then I'm gonna have to like not get a cover up, but I'm gonna have to like put stuff around it to distract from the spine tattoo, you know. And part of me is like, it kind of was a last minute tattoo because I've always dreamed of having a spine tattoo, but I never knew exactly what I wanted to put on there. All I know was that I wanted to come up with the design myself in a way, like come up with a quote or like come up with the font and all that stuff, right? But now I'm thinking like, damn, like I wonder if I should have did a different font, blah blah blah. But it's like, whatever, it's on me already, I don't care. But now I know that she wasn't like pressing down hard enough, and she did my other tattoos and they're fine. Like she did this tattoo, this little tiger that I have here, right? But it's on my back, so I also don't really care how it looks because it's back there. The back of my head, back of my body is none of my concern, okay? But now I realize this place has low-key fucked me over 2 times now. And I need to find a new place, right? Because when I go into this place, it's literally empty every single time. And I'm like, I wonder if it's empty because there's just no appointments today, or is it empty because nobody's booking this place because they know it's terrible, you know? So I gotta go to another place. And I think there was like one time I went to a different place and I walked in there and they were like packed. Like it was like, I don't know if it was a Friday or Saturday, but there was hella people in there just waiting for walk-ins, waiting for their appointments, having consultations, blah blah blah. And then like, you know, the price range on Google Maps, it shows like, you know, $4 signs, which means it's like really expensive. So I'm like, damn. So I need to find a decent place and just find like a decent person, like one woman to do all my tattoos, right? Because then once you develop a relationship, then I can start getting tattoos for like a cheaper price, right? Because like I just want a little, like a bunch of little small ones, but the shop minimum for other places like is literally $100. So I would have to pay $100 to get a tattoo that's like this small, right? And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And even when she was touching up my spine tattoo, I was like, I wonder if she would give me compensation to do another tattoo. So what was it? Pretty much, she, like, I was asking her, I'm like, oh, can you put like a little heart on the side of my boob? You know, since my shirt is already off, you're already back there, like just put a little heart on my boob or whatever. And she was like, that's gonna be $100 because we have a shop minimum. And I'm like, bitch, you already have the ink open over there because you're doing the touch-ups on my spine. Like, just use a little bit of ink, put it on there. Like, you know, it's not like it's an intricate design. But yeah, it was annoying because, you know, the fact that I had to come back anyways after 3 weeks and she just couldn't do a quick little tattoo for me just to make it up to me. So that was annoying. Because even like my other, like I have a tramp stamp too, and that guy kind of messed up that part, like it faded a little bit, but I didn't even want to go back to him because he just seemed like inexperienced or whatever, because he said he would fix it and give me like another like free little tattoo, like, you know, small size, but I didn't even go back to him. That's how bad I thought he was, because I'm like, dang, like even a free tattoo can't get me back in the shop. That's how you know it's bad. So definitely I have plans for more tattoos in general, but the way that it's looking in this recession and Great Depression, I don't know anymore. Like, I do want way more tattoos, but at this point, like, I need to save money to survive and buy food, okay? But yeah, that was it for this video. Like I said, spine tattoo, it was okay. I recommend it. You should go get it because it was hella easy, okay? Like, and I don't really regret any of my tattoos or any of my piercings or anything like that. But yeah, it looks really cute and it's gonna look cute in all my outfits. So beauty is pain. Always remember that. Bye.